Hello and welcome. We are back and we back and we back and we back. We're back for
Mm,
episode 4 of the Jackson and Shabazz show, everybody. Abdullah, what's going on?
man, it's the place to be. I love it. What's up, man? I'm good.
I want to start out by saying I'm a little sick this week. I have a cough drop in my mouth right now. I might cough a little bit, so I do apologize for that. I know I'm a little bit nasally, but and if I run out of breath, it's not just because I'm fat, it's also because I'm sick.
Nah, you're pretty fat.
So I want to start off by saying if you guys are thinking, hey, that intro was a little bit different today, this video looks a little bit different while I'm watching it, that's because we have our boy Ian Whitaker editing our videos now. Go check him out on YouTube at Ian Whitaker. You can see some great videos that he makes. He's really crazy at his editing. He goes to some amazing places and takes some really amazing drone shots.
Yes, sir.
We wanted to start the show today with something. We got some really positive feedback last week on bringing my dad onto the show, as well as we did for Addie and Miles. But
Mhm.
people really thought my dad did a wonderful job. Last week, we had mentioned that he doesn't know anything about any sports other than the UFC. So we decided, me and
UFC.
Abdullah decided we wanted to put that to the test a little bit. We wanted to play a little game. We're going to kind of take him by surprise right now. Why are you shaking your head? Do you think you have even the slightest sports knowledge about today's athletes?
I'm glad you use athletes, the word athletes, because I don't want to hear heroes, because most of you guys think they're heroes. No, I don't give a shit about them. I mean, I might know some, I know some old school guys back in the day. But
well, that's exactly why we're not using old school guys, because that wouldn't be any fun.
This is fun for who?
Hopefully
Everybody
for our
but you.
hopefully for our viewers and especially for us. So the game we want to play is called Guess What Sport He Plays. So we're gonna go.
Are we narrowing it down? Is it like, or is it just like all sports?
Well, I mean,
because you guys probably only really know baseball, basketball, and football. What else you know?
I
never hear you talk about anything else.
Well, that's because nothing is in season and nothing about I'm a huge Yankees fan, but nothing about baseball is interesting right now.
Or ever. It's fun to play. It's shitty to watch. It's like watching tennis.
You guys remember last week when I mentioned the intro for my dad and I said he was the chain smoking, gun toting, beard sporting, and now here he is smoking on our show.
They say cigarettes take lives, right? Every time I light one up, it saves a life.
Not yours.
It's somebody I don't choke.
Not yours. All right, so we're going to start off. I don't know Abdullah's list. We're going to start off by I'm going to go, then he's going to go, and we're just going to name some of the really prominent athletes in today's, sports realm, and I want you to guess what sport he plays just based off of name alone. Now, you may know these guys. You may surprise us and actually first of all, you may surprise us and guess the right sport. But if you guess the right sport, then we're going to take it one step further and see what team he plays on.
Yeah, right.
Or what position he plays.
Oh.
But
yeah. All right, let's go, boys.
So let's see how you do here. So your first name is James Harden. James Harden.
James Harden.
Guess what sport he plays.
James Harden. I actually have heard.
Hold on, I think we lost you. Is that just on my end?
No, yeah, he's frozen on mine as well. Well, what a crazy time to
You were supposed
James
to tell
Harden.
You there?
Okay, yeah, we lost you. So we're gonna go again. All right, you were supposed to tell all the kids in the house to turn off their Xboxes. So it's
I did.
All right, so let's try this with no technical difficulties here. James Harden. Guess what sport he plays. And don't cheat.
I'm not cheating. I said I've heard that name before. I believe it's basketball.
You are correct.
Yeah.
You are correct. Now, what team does he play for?
James Harden.
Can you even name?
I couldn't. No.
Could you name? Let's try it right now. Try and name 5 NBA teams that are not the Lakers, the Celtics, and the Knicks, because those were popular when you were growing up.
That's what I know. Lakers,
Okay.
Celtics, Knicks.
Come on.
Just name two.
The greatest player of all time is on this team. It should be a no-brainer.
Was on this team.
The greatest player of all time is on this team.
Was on that team.
Was on this team, yes.
Chicago Bulls.
Okay, now name one
I'm
more.
mad. I'm mad.
Oh, am I right?
Yes, that's one team.
Shit. So the greatest player
that's
used to
one-
be on this team. Are you who are you considering the greatest player?
He's saying Michael Jordan.
The
Oh,
GOAT,
okay.
Michael Jordan.
Okay, all right. I'll agree with you on that. Actually, go ahead. Go ahead.
Name another team in the NBA. Just one.
Nets, isn't that a team too?
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Unfortunately, this game is kind of failing from the beginning because he actually knows more shit than I thought. Okay, Abdullah, your turn.
Well, now it's my turn.
Your turn.
Okay. Second, I'm teasing you a little bit, so I don't mean to insult your intelligence, but I'm trying my hardest to.
Oh,
First...
you're gonna insult my intelligence if I know a sports guy.
Okay. The name is Stephen Curry.
What did you say?
I said football.
Oh, unfortunately, you are incorrect. Ian, insert a buzzer there somewhere.
Curry, is he Indian?
Okay, to segue really quick and get away from that comment. No, he's a basketball player, one of the best point guards in the league, a 2-time unanimous MVP, and a 3-time NBA champion.
He's not that important. I never heard of him.
The greatest shooter of all time, might we add?
Yeah, shooting what?
3-pointer.
Oh, anyways, move on.
The next name I have for you to guess what sport he plays is Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield. Man, I don't have a damn clue. I already said the other two. So baseball.
Because Mayfield. I knew he was going to say that because he had field in the end of his name.
Well, a lot of.
See, now if you would have said Floyd Mayweather, I would have got that one.
Baker Mayfield is the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Do you even know who the Cleveland Browns are?
It's a football team, right?
Yeah, good one there. and they're also in Cleveland. All right, Abdul, your turn.
Okay, the next one for you is Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant. I actually know a UFC fighter that's Durant, but
it's not the game we're playing right now.
No. You said sport. That's a sport. Wait a minute.
If we named UFC guys, this game wouldn't be any fun.
Yeah, but you said sport. UFC's a sport. There's a lot of sports besides the three you have. Kevin Durant. Basketball.
Nice. Okay.
You're guessing really well.
Now
here's you got to narrow down to three. It's kind of easy. I got to, 33 and a third.
There's more than 3 sports. Okay.
We'll see if you ask. We'll see if any of your questions are more than those 3 sports. But go ahead.
Now I'm going to be completely honest. Mine are not. So I fit the stereotype very well.
Secondly,
you got it. You got it right. Now it's tricky because Kevin Durant just got traded to a different team.
We signed to a different team.
If you can name
if he's that good, why would they trade him?
No, he signed with a different team.
Got signed rather. Yep, little money thing. So which team do you think that he's on?
Or better yet, name a team he's been on in his career. There's only 3. Just pick a team.
Listen, I barely guessed what sport he was on. You want me to guess what team he was on? All right,
I'll give you a hint. The team he's on now, we have already talked about in the show. It was one of the teams you named.
One of the teams I named?
Well, that was named.
Oh, Lakers.
Nope.
He just signed a mega deal with the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, for how much?
Off the top of my head, I don't know.
141 million, I believe.
Yeah, 140, somewhere in that realm.
That's just ridiculous.
This next guy, my pick, he has been in the news a lot the last couple weeks, and I will not say why because that will give it away. But the name I have for you is Antonio Brown. What sport does he play?
Sounds like he beats his wife.
Wow.
Let's see what's playing now. So it would have to be basketball.
Basketball is not. Basketball is not playing now, and
What sport's playing now? I thought it was basketball.
Well, he plays football, and the season is going to start next week.
Oh. Does he beat his wife?
No, stop saying those allegations.
There have not been reports, but we cannot say that he does not beat his wife.
I'm betting he beats his wife. With a name like that, that's a wife beater.
Stop. I heard Floyd Mayweather's name before. That's all we're going to go.
We
Abdullah,
know how that goes.
Abdullah, please say your next name.
Okay. Now, my next name, Hunter is going to love this. The next name that I have is Ron Baker.
Oh, jeez.
Ron Baker.
I have a personal vendetta with Ron Baker, and all I'm going to say so I don't give anything away is fuck Ron Baker.
Well, he's Baker. Sounds like he's high. Ron Baker. Basketball.
Oh, man, another great
You got it. And
currently, that's kind of a trick question because he's not employed in the NBA because he sucks so bad. I hate Ron Baker so much, and it's for no reason other than the way that he looks. He was on the Knicks, and I just don't like him.
Yep. I guess when you look like a Ninja Turtle, they're not really a fan of you in the league, so
well,
it's time to go.
People like Russell Westbrook, so. Dad, I think you're frozen again. Can you hear us? All right, let's continue to have our banter while he figures out his technical problems.
There we go.
There you are. Hello.
Jeez, what's going on? All right, this is going great. This is fantastic.
I got the cheap internet.
We'll definitely do this again. So, my next name for you, guess what sport he plays? Mike Trout.
Fishing.
Mike Trout.
Mike Trout. Basketball.
He is the center fielder for. Do you know what a center fielder is?
That's baseball.
Yeah, the center fielder for the Angels in Major League Baseball. Abdullah, go ahead.
They're actually still a team?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
Are they any good? Because they suck.
They're okay. Mike Trout is certainly the best player on that team.
All right. My next player for you is.
You're a dog barking in the back. Dog in the background.
Oh yeah! Before I was rudely interrupted.
All right, hold on 1 second. All right, I don't mean to interrupt you. Hold on.
Oh jeez.
But I think it's so funny. Like your dad will halfway answer a question, he'll be like, "All right, that guy plays,"
and then freezes. Yeah, unfortunately.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So.
And the sport that I have for you. All right, so the guy I got for you is Marshawn Lynch. What team does he play for?
Marshawn Lynch.
Yes.
Marshawn Lynch. Dude, I have no clue.
Not even what team does he play on? What sport did he play? Because he's currently not on a team. He just retired.
Baseball.
Played football, fantastic running back. Literally like one of the most physically 15, 14, he was like the player of the year.
One of the most physically dominating running backs in football history. All right.
I thought that was OJ.
The next name, OJ Simpson. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so my next name for you.
He's definitely a white beater.
There's no doubt about that one.
Too soon. The next name I have for you is Giannis Antetokounmpo.
What?
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh, that sounds like they went way overseas and got this really tall dude.
He's from Greece.
Yeah.
Greece?
Yes.
Oh, hell no. I wouldn't have guessed that. I figured it was some tall dude they found somewhere. It was like 7 foot tall.
Well,
so I would have said.
I would have. Yeah.
Oh, I would have said football. I mean, basketball.
You know what sport does what?
No.
He is the current MVP of the NBA this past season. Giannis Antetokounmpo from Greece. Abdullah, go ahead.
The Greek freak. All right, my last guy.
And he's frozen again. Oh my God, what's going on?
Damn.
Look at that. Look at that face. Unless he's holding it really well. I don't know.
Oh man.
This is going terribly.
Well, as we pardon your
hold on.
interruption, drink
I'm
water.
back.
There we
I'm
go.
back.
Hello, are you there? Jeez.
I'm here. Are you there?
Yes. Okay, go ahead, Ab.
All right, the last name. Now, I have to point this out. If you do not know this name, I don't know if I can look at you the same. All right, and I'm not saying that because your screen will get frozen halfway before you answer it.
Oh, don't hurt my feelings.
So the name I got for you is Tiger Woods.
Oh, come on.
Geez.
That's an easy one. He's a white beater, too.
Oh, my God.
That would be golf. Come on.
I don't know if I want to air this episode anymore.
Really? Okay, you got it. You've been getting it wrong like 3 times in a row. I want to throw something at you that, boost your confidence a little.
If you were going to go ahead.
If I boost my confidence because I don't know sports guys. Yeah, my confidence is pretty good in other fields.
I can't believe you went as easy to go Tiger Woods, the most household name in sports for the last 20 years. One of the most household names.
Well, let's play a little game since you guys want to embarrass me.
Hold on, I've got
go ahead.
I've got one more name for you. The last name of the game. Guess what sport he plays? Cristiano Ronaldo.
Ronaldo. Sounds like some rich dude. Sounds like he should be on a yacht somewhere.
He's certainly a rich dude.
Yeah, he got money.
Does he tie his sweater around his waist and stuff?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have no clue. I don't even, not even a guess.
He's actually one of the most rich athletes in the world.
Yes.
Not in the United States, in the world.
Wow. I don't know. I got a game for you too. Hey Hunter, who's Mitch McConnell?
Who?
I
didn't hear what you said.
Who's Mitch McConnell?
Mitch McConnell?
Yeah.
Well, there was a basketball player named Mitch McConnell once upon a time.
Oh, was there? Or he just happened to be the senator from the state you're in.
Which one? Kentucky?
No big deal. Kentucky.
I don't give a damn about
I know. Hey, Abdullah. Hey, Abdullah.
Yes.
Who's Rick Rector?
Oh, he's frozen again. Who's Rick?
Ric Flair. Woo!
Rector, I don't know who that is.
Are we all going to freeze? This is awful. This is so awful. For all of you guys keeping score at home, Cristiano Ronaldo plays soccer, by the way.
Oh, soccer.
Yes.
Yeah. I could see that. I could see that with that name.
So go ahead again because you froze. Rick what?
Rick Rector.
Rick, isn't he's a mayor, isn't he?
Yeah, from where?
From Hudson, I believe.
Oh,
well,
wow.
No, actually,
look at you're
not. No, he's not. Kamal is the mayor now. Rick Rector was the former mayor.
Mayor. He hasn't switched yet, has it?
Technically not. So I guess whatever. He's still the mayor now.
You guys know who Jonas Salk is?
This is a sports show, damn it! Don't bring your politics in here.
Wait! I gotta guess. Say his name again.
Jonas Salk.
Well, Salk. So he definitely cries because his wife beats him. Is he a pop singer?
Yeah, that's what he is. He's a pop singer.
Yes.
No, he's not. Because Jonas Brothers, that's where you're going with it. He's just the guy who developed the first vaccine for polio. No big deal. But you guys keep going.
Oh, before he can make his point, his internet fucked up again.
8 times the charm.
Take that, shitty internet. Let's move on. All right, so we're gonna keep. If he ever is unfrozen, I would like to keep him here just for the funny story segment, but he probably won't be able to contribute because he's like Mike Myers frozen right now.
Yeah. I think he's just pretending to be a mime, honestly.
Oh, look, here he comes back. All right, so I have a couple stories. So since the last time we recorded, obviously you guys already know this, but for our fans at home, I have gotten engaged. Yay, woohoo.
Yay. Now my question is, does she know she's engaged?
Well, let me get to that because I don't even necessarily know because I got so nervous I don't remember what happened. So I want to take you a little bit through that day. Woke up that morning. I knew I was going to do it. She was working all day. I went out to the store and got all the supplies I needed because obviously I didn't want to have it hidden anywhere in the house. So I got it all the day of 3 dozen roses, 28 balloons, 200 tea tree candles, like those little little tiny white circular candles that have no scent. 200 of those. Came back to the house, cleaned the house all the way up, made it all nice, set up the candles, and the candles were arranged on the counter to say, "Marry me," with a question mark. The candles on the table were in the shape of a heart. I ripped roses and got the petals off of everything and put it in a salad bowl so I could mix, because I got 3 different colored roses so I could mix everything together. I threw the roses all down the stairs because in our apartment, you enter from the bottom and then you walk up the stairs, and to the left is our garage, which is where she came out.
Now, can I point something out? Now, I like that your apartment is making your fat ass walk. I just want to put that out there. I like that.
Yeah, I do. I do at least 2 sets of stairs a day.
Hey, good for you, man. I'm glad.
So I threw the rose.
Is that
petals.
why you live on the first floor, Abdul?
Hey, man. Hey, I got a little bit going on.
So I threw the rose petals down the stairs, and I made rose petals like a pathway all the way to where I'd be standing in the kitchen. I also put rose petals in the shape of hearts on the rug. I lost my train of thought there for a second. And so yeah, she got home. I had everything lit. I told Alexa to play romantic music, and of course Ed Sheeran came on, and I was like, couldn't change it quick enough. I said, Alexa, next song, and then guess what came on? Taylor Swift, of course. So
what the hell?
Yeah. So anyway, as she walked up the stairs, the first thing I heard is, "You got titty balloons?" And I was like, okay. So to preface that, I went and bought 28 balloons from Party City. Those balloons were in the shape of a heart. 28 heart balloons, okay? I got 12 of them blown up with helium, and 12 of them I blew up myself, so there would be some on the floor, some in the air. And then I put one taped to the door of the garage downstairs so that she'd see it when she came in. So she said, "You've got titty balloons?" And I didn't notice this until she brought it to my attention. But this is the heart balloon, right? And when I had it taped to the door, it must have fell. And it was like
wow.
So the first thing she said as she walks up the door is, "You've got titty balloons?" And so she walks up.
Hell yeah.
Well, I was so nervous. I was really so nervous. So she starts walking up the stairs, and I think she realizes what's about to go on. And I see her walk up the stairs, and then my mind kind of goes blank. I remember I had a whole speech prepared. I did. I had a whole speech in my mind of what I was going to say to make it awesome. And the only thing I remember saying is, I don't remember what I wanted to say.
What the hell?
And when I got done blacking out, I guess because I was so nervous, I was on my knee already, and she had the ring on her finger. So I don't know if she actually said yes or not.
Now, hold on 1 second.
Wearing the ring.
One segue. So when you were on your knee, did your knee have enough circulation for you to stand back up, or what did you have to do after that?
It certainly cracked on the way down.
He had pads on.
So the funny part of the story, and kind of the differences between our families, right? So the really funny part of the story, other than I completely blacked out and I could be engaged, you could not be engaged. She could have said no and just started wearing the ring anyway. I don't remember. Honest to God, I don't. But so after, what do you do when you get engaged? You start calling the families, right, to let people know. She calls her mom and her dad, and she goes, "Hey, just want to let you guys know, me and Hunter got engaged." And they're like, "Oh, congratulations." She goes, "But that's not the important part." And then she FaceTimes them, and she was like, "Look at these titty balloons."
not the $3,000 ring, but the titty
balloons. So they're laughing and cracking up about the titty balloons. I'm on FaceTime with my mom at the same time. My mom is crying ridiculous. And I'm like, "You're embarrassing me." They're over there laughing at titty balloons, and you're like, looking through your tears right now. I said, "Come on, get it together." So that's one of my stories that I have for this week. A couple days ago, just to segue to a different story before you guys can get to yours if you have them, I was at work, and what I do for a living is pest control, but I was driving to back to the shop at the end of the day. I had my partner with me in the passenger seat. We were driving, And all of a sudden, we see these two guys. We're on like a 4-lane road. There are 2 lanes on my side, 2 lanes on the other side. We see this car that's like half in the lane, half out of the lane. And we're like, huh. And it stopped, completely stopped. And there are these 2 guys on the sidewalk coming up to the car and taking pictures. So I said, that doesn't look right. Then when we were driving by and we got parallel to the car, I swear to God, the guy with the window rolled down, the driver of the car, had his head out the window with his tongue out like this. And I thought for sure he was dead. So I quickly turned into the parking lot that was right next to where they were at. Me and my partner, we get out of the truck. I walk up to I'm trying to start walking towards the car. And those 2 guys that were taking pictures start walking away. So that was sketchy to me because I don't know if they thought that maybe I thought that they had something to do with it, but I just wanted to ask kind of what happened. So as I'm walking up, I can see the guy in the car start moving his head a little bit, but he was 100% passed out. Like I said, I thought he was dead right before I turned in there. So I walk up and I'm like, yo, are you good? And he's like, what? Yeah. And starts shuffling around in his car really quick. So I turned around and went the other way because I didn't know what the hell this crazy guy, was going to bring out. I didn't know what it was. So just for my safety, I turned around and started walking back to the truck. Me and my partner get back in the truck and we see this guy, stumbling around looking for stuff in the car. He gets out of the car. Remind you, this car is in the middle of the fucking street. He gets out of the car, opens his door wide up. A truck pulls alongside him, rolls down the passenger window and starts talking to him for like 15 seconds. Then that truck speeds away. And as that truck walks away, he closes his car door, leaves his car in the middle of the street, and starts taking off down the sidewalk. But he's like stumbling away, acting all crazy, acting all weird. So one of the ladies at the parking lot that we were parked in, I said, did you see everything that just went on? And she said, yeah, I already called the cops. So she called the cops. The cops get there, and we gave him a description of like exactly the story I just told you. And I told them, what he was wearing and everything. And, about 7 minutes later, they bring him back in the back of the cop car, bring him back to where his car is and start interrogating him about what the hell what he was doing. And at that point, we left. So I don't know what happened, but I guess innocent till proven guilty. But I do know one thing for sure is he just left his car in the middle of the street and he was 100% passed out in the middle of the street.
That's that Kentucky crack, man.
That's honestly, I was thinking the same thing, some Molly or something. But I want to kind of segue out of that because we're almost 38 minutes into it. So I want to segue into Andrew Luck retirement and some thoughts on that.
Well, I think this might be the time where we lose Dad for the show.
I got some thoughts on that.
Go ahead.
Bye.
I thought he was gonna freeze again.
Yeah,
okay.
I knew for sure he was not gonna stick around for that. So yeah, Andrew Luck's retirement. That took us all by surprise.
Crazy. I felt like he still had something in him.
Well, he absolutely had something in him as regard to talent.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, and here's some stats I want to bring out to you on that subject. Unfortunately, the physical toll that he has sustained in his 6 NFL seasons was just too much. So here are a list of some of the injuries that he has received since coming into the NFL. Remember, #1 overall draft pick in the 2012 NFL draft. So, torn cartilage in 2 ribs.
Okay, yeah.
Partially torn abdomen.
Oh,
To me, this is the worst one. A lacerated kidney that left him peeing blood. A lacerated kidney.
I think the torn abdomen, because now it's like you eat some chicken nuggets, it's falling right out you. Plain and simple.
At least one concussion, and obviously there were concussions that went undocumented. That happens in football all the time. At least one concussion. A torn labrum in his throwing shoulder, which made him miss a season.
Yeah. And
now the injury that really forced him to retire, a mysterious calf and ankle issue that the doctors couldn't diagnose. Now, the sad thing about Andrew Luck's retirement, other than the fact that he's 29 years old, other than the fact that he was still in his talent prime, obviously not in his physical prime anymore, that's why he retired. The sad part about it is if he lost my train of thought. If he didn't sustain these injuries, we're going to have to cut that out. If he didn't sustain these injuries, you're talking about a quarterback that could have been up there with some of the greatest of all times. All the accomplishments that he was able in just 6 NFL seasons and none of them healthy. He was absolutely incredible. So did it take me by surprise when I was sitting on my couch scrolling through Facebook and saw it? Absolutely. But at the same time, this is something that really didn't take me by surprise when you think about all the injuries he's had to overcome in such a short amount of time. It's really sad. And really, the doctors are a lot to blame on this. That throwing shoulder injury that required surgery should not have kept him out for so long, but they botched the surgery, kept him out for a year. Then the doctors this time around couldn't identify what was it. Was it his ankle? Was it his calf? Was it structural? Was it muscular? What was going on? So that's it. They've really done a sad thing to Andrew Luck, I believe. What are your thoughts?
Pardon me. Same, man. You know, it's a guy that literally so much talent, but, you know, it's just like Derrick Rose, man. If he didn't sustain any injury, the man goes down in history, plain and simple. So in Andrew Luck's case, it's the same exact thing. I think you hit it right on the head perfectly. All the accomplishments that he had with those injuries lingering and kind of staying, you know, underneath just the tent of their organization. It sucks, man. It sucks. I always hate to see people who can offer so much more for a game, a game that we love, and they're not able to do it anymore. It's sad.
And a game that they love even more than we do. You got to think they've been playing this their entire life. They've dedicated their entire life to this. They play through injury week in and week out. And
they getting contracts with money. I'm playing.
Sure. But, well, sure. And then in football especially, you know, your spot on the team is never secure. Even the Tom Brady's going to get replaced one day. You know, the same way Tom Brady was thrust into his starting position, the same thing can happen to him eventually, maybe one day, hopefully soon. But Andrew Luck becomes right on top of the list of players that are still in their prime that retire in the sport of football specifically. I mean, he's on the list now of a 29-year-old that retired. Megatron, Calvin Johnson, he retired at 29. Just as recently as this past offseason, which we're going to talk about next, Rob Gronkowski retired at 29. And then take it back a couple years a little bit farther, and Barry Sanders retired at 29 years old too when he was on top of the running back game. So it's really interesting, this pattern, especially now more recently, that we're starting to see with players retiring earlier.
Yeah, you're right on, man. And well, Gronk, you kind of can't say that. I would say 2 years from now, nobody would be surprised he retires, but just the time that he retired now, it's the same thing, sustaining injury. The man's got like freaking Cyborg's right arm, you know, the whole cast on his arm. Yeah. But, you know, for him, I think he's just trying to save his body, which I don't blame. You know, he's probably got a lot of beers that he's got to drink. Probably got a lot of cakes he's got to lift.
He actually looks in great shape. I don't know if you saw the video that just came out the other day. He was doing some sort of seminar. Looked like he was trying to sell a product that he's backing. And he started to tear up on stage about how he had to retire from football because football was sucking the life out of him. It was taking his joy, not just away from the game, but taking his joy away from life.
Yeah. But, you know, that's a custom. You put something, your heart and soul into something. I mean, you gotta give somewhere. So it's to be understood.
Do you think Robert Gronkowski, Robert, his friends call him Rob. I'm not his friend. Do you think he will come back to football?
If I'm Rob Gronkowski, or I'm sorry, if I'm Robert Gronkowski, if I'm him, to be completely, you don't know that. To be completely honest, I come back one more season. I retired the same time that can we call him Tommy Brady? Can we call him Samantha?
No, you refer to him as Thomas. You don't know him like that.
I'm going to call him Samantha Brady, okay? You know, I retire the same time that Tom Brady does, man, if I'm him, because you've got a dynasty. Why get rid of that?
It's fair. Well, one thing is for certain is he's not coming back at least to start the season. Now, if you were to ask me 3 days ago, did I think Rob Gronkowski was going to come back? I was going to tell you, hell yeah, and he's coming back at the end of the season come playoff time. Yeah. After seeing that video, I don't think so. I really don't. I wouldn't be surprised if he does. But if I had to put money on it, I'm going to say that he doesn't come back. To see that grown man, the fun-loving Rob Gronkowski, Robert, if you will, that we've all known for the last 10 years of the party animal, the guy that does all this crazy stuff, always has a smile on his face, to see him tear up at the fact that how much football took away from his life and how much it beat down his mental and physical body, that was incredible for me. And obviously, yes, we can make jokes all day about his robotic arm and things like that, but you got to think he had to be in an immense amount of pain to the fact that he even chose to play in that robotic arm.
Well, I mean, again, it comes down to money. We're not going to forget multi-million-dollar contracts that people have, because I know for damn sure if somebody looks at me and says, "Hey, Abdullah, you did really well in summer league. I know your ankle's broken and everything, and you have a bruised femur, but for $10,000, will you play through those injuries?" I'm going to look at you and say, "You bet your ass I am."
Yeah. Well, that just goes to show $10,000 to people like us is a lot of money. They get fined.
Exactly.
They get fined $25,000 for farting on the field. So.
Right.
So you sent me a couple topics that you wanted to talk about. So to stay with the football topic before we go into basketball, go ahead and give me your topic.
Well, let me make sure my microphone's working. I just want to say, as a Steelers fan, obviously it pains me to see this happen, but honestly, it just gets to the point where I don't care. Antonio Brown, I'm looking at you directly in your eyes.
He's not going to see. We're not that big yet.
Mind your business. When I tell you, Mr. Brown, and you're probably brown because that's the color of your underwear on a daily basis. Mr. Brown, you lost your mind, kid. You went from being this fun-loving guy that celebrated every touchdown. You look like the best teammate ever when you're on the Steelers. You look like the funnest guy that everybody wanted to be around. The minute you leave, now all of a sudden, Juju Smith-Schuster needs to be quiet. Now all of a sudden, Ben Roethlisberger seemed quote-unquote rapey in the locker room. And yes, he used that phrase. Now all of a sudden, when you're asked about the controversial stuff that you've been saying about your helmet, and you're asked about, what did you think about your former teammate, Ben Roethlisberger? And you quote say, "You need to stop talking about that and get over it already." You, sir, are a clown. Okay? That's what I think about you.
I don't think I've seen you this fired up on the show yet. You got any more on it?
You want me to go on?
Yeah, go ahead, because you've been defending Antonio Brown's greatness for the last couple of weeks, and I've been getting some heat about me saying, all this stuff about his antics. Now, I never questioned his talent, but his antics are starting to get out of hand.
Okay, here's what the thing was. First of all, you didn't have him as a top 3 receiver. You're crazy. All right, that's one. Secondly, the guy, I loved him first, not because he's, Bony Tony is what they called him in college, and now he's much more muscular Bony Tony.
Booming.
So, it's as a Steelers fan, I can never down him for anything that he did for our franchise, because he was our franchise player alongside, obviously, our quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger, and our running back, Le'Veon Bell. 3 franchise players. I love all you guys. Your celebrations in the end zone, your all that, it was fun while it lasted. But now you leave the franchise and you talk crap about us? Steeler Nation? The people that supported you? The people that, when you had a Smurf mustache that looked like you were eating blue raspberry snow cones all day, we supported you? The guy that has blonde streaks in his hair? You? And now all of a sudden you have nothing to say about Steeler Nation? That's cool, because all I got to say to you is I'm glad you go. I'm not going to say I hope you tear your ACL, because that'd be mean, but I hope you tear your MCL.
Oh, my God.
That's just all I got to say.
All right. Next topic. I love the fire and the energy. Honestly, I really do. Next topic. I brought this up to your attention a couple days ago, and this is something I can't wait to read off for the people that don't know anything about it. We could have some good laughs about this. Major League Baseball told players on Monday to stop consuming over-the-counter sexual enhancement pills, warning that such pills could contain prohibited substances. According to ESPN, the memo was sent after at least 2 players were suspended for having performance-enhancing drugs in their system and claimed to take the pills. These are the pills that we laugh about when you walk into the gas station that are like big
Rhino pills,
big Dong 7000 pill. And you got the guy behind the counter always trying to offer it up to you, like you're like no, dude, I'm good. I'm in my 20s. Like, I'm good. Professional athletes are using the most testosterone-filled people on the planet are being warned to stop taking these pills. They're being warned to stop taking these pills because and this is a fact, 2 players have been suspended after claiming they took those pills because they tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs.
Now, let me clear my throat for this one. First and foremost, you go all those months without seeing your significant others, and you're taking penis enhancement pills? What is wrong with you guys? First, and you know, you said it perfectly. You guys work out every single day. Biology would suggest that when you work out, you release testosterone. As a man, you have testosterone in you. What are you doing going to a gas station?
The best part about this
gas station.
The best part about this.
Okay, going to a gas station and buying dick pills. What are you doing? Like, I don't get it. And on top of that, let me make this more comical for you. Let's play this. Let's play this. How about I'm the athlete using the dick pill, right? You're the guy at the gas station. Now, this is how the conversation goes. All right, so I'm ringing out my Arizona, I'm ringing out my honey buns, I'm ringing out my peach White Sandies, right? Okay. Yeah,
sure.
So you're the cashier, right? Okay. So I'm looking to my left, I see the lottery tickets. I look to the right, I see the tobacco products. I look down to the right, and I see Dong Master 6000. Wow. I wonder what that's going to do. So I look at it, and you say,
are you interested in this product?
You know, now that you ask, yeah. How many should I take? Before you answer, I'm just going to take them all. It doesn't matter. I got a drug test tomorrow. Who cares?
The best part about this to me, and this is where I want to leave it at, these baseball players specifically in this country make the most money, okay?
That's
contract-wise.
No cap on their salary.
These guys are going to the same gas stations we go to as normal human beings. These guys have millions and millions of dollars. They can afford really, really good natural male enhancement that probably, if they need it, they can afford natural male enhancement that is not banned, that is way better than whatever the fuck they're putting in their system at these gas stations that are already half opened up in the store anyway.
Yeah.
They're going and they're like saying, 2 please, from the same type of gas stations we as normal people are going to. I can't believe that.
Unbelievable.
They switched to a couple basketball.
Wait. Half opened up pills that are literally like $2 for like 14 pills. Like, what is going on? All right, I'm done.
Like the logo's got like a bee sting, but the stinger is supposed to be, you know.
Yeah, instead of the stinger being like this, it's like
Switching to basketball, Jeremy Lin signs a contract with the Beijing Ducks. It looks to me like his time in the NBA is done. Now, he released that video while he was at a press conference a couple months back, and he was crying on stage about how he thought that the NBA had given up on him. No teams were interested in him. He just helped, well, let me put it in quotes. He helped the Toronto Raptors win the championship with 51 seconds worth of play time, and I don't think he even got to play defense, and I don't think he touched the ball on offense. But apparently he signed, from what I can see online, I don't know if this is correct or not, signed a $4 million deal with the Beijing Ducks. I'll take that.
That's really good. Yeah,
because
I'll take that.
Realistically, that's more than he would have gotten in the NBA, because you got to think at this point he probably got a vet's minimum. So yeah. Other than, which by the way, I don't have any type of pity or sorrow for Jeremy Lin, and here's why. Harvard graduate, okay? A 10-year NBA career in which, in those 10 years, he made $65 million. Now, goes over to China, where he's going to be a huge star.
Oh, huge. Best player, probably.
Huge.
Yeah.
He gets $4 million to go over there. And I'm supposed to feel sorry for you? No. Man, Jeremy Lin, thank you for the cool Lin sanity that happened in New York. The coolest and most I guess, positive thing that's happened for the Knicks organization in the last 10 years. But I don't have any sympathy for you, man. I mean, I wish you the best. And if you come back to the NBA, cool. But I mean, first of all, if he could never play basketball again today, dude's got a Harvard degree. I don't feel sorry for you. You have $65 million in the bank. Let's say you spent $40 million of that. You still have more money in the bank than I will ever make in my life. I don't feel sorry for you. Next.
Wait. So Jeremy Lin, now I don't feel sympathy for him. I feel empathy based off of the fact that, no, I lied. I don't feel shit about that freaking guy. At the end of the day, you cheated. Well, I'm not going to say you cheated yourself out of a ring because, you know, the Raptors sought you out. And at first, when Kyle Lowry was injured, Jeremy Lin was getting regular season minutes, okay? And he's rated like a freaking 71 in 2K. He's garbage. He can't hit an open shot to save his life. And I'm talking from experience. So moving on, I don't feel bad for him because nobody expected him to ever get a ring. And now he's got one, man. That's the best thing that he could have ever asked for. Ever.
And a 10-year career out of a guy who bounced around, 10-day contract here with I think it was the Hawks, 10-day contract here with the Warriors, then a 10-day contract with the Knicks. Boom, Linsanity happens, and then 10 years later you're still in the NBA. Oh, and by the way, $65 million. Next.
Yeah, that's it.
This is the last thing we're going to talk about on the show. We got some Lakers news. This shouldn't be breaking news to anybody. But we talked about it a couple weeks ago with DeMarcus Cousins going down with a torn ACL. We talked about the possibility that the Lakers were going to sign Dwight Howard, and it looks like they've done that. But not completely. Go ahead.
Okay, so with Dwight Howard, it's a weird situation. Now what it is obviously the vet minimum contract that you can get is, 1.5 million now? I believe
something close to that, yeah.
Yeah, I believe it's no more than 2 or 3 million. So what it is with him is it's a day-to-day type of contract, okay? So his salary would be somewhere around $27,000 a game, right? Mm-hmm. But what it is that it's almost as if they're putting him on somewhat of I'd call it a trial period.
Sure. And it's a 1-year non-guaranteed contract. So they can get rid of him at any time. He's not fully signed for the year, and if they release him, he's not owed the full vet's minimum.
Yeah, which to be honest, I don't know why they picked Dwight out of, they had Joakim Noah, who I would have chose personally. But, hey, it's whatever. Maybe I assume LeBron had something to do with that sort of decision, but it's whatever. With Dwight, I don't really see him working out for the full season. But if his ego were to chip down, which it should have been, at all the stuff that you've gone through, you know what I mean? The man hurt his butt, his ego is butt hurt, if you know what I'm saying. if he can get through all of that, man, I think he'll be decent on the Lakers. I don't see him lasting the full year.
Well, Lakers fans better hope he works out in some way because DeMarcus Cousins wasn't coming back this season because of a torn ACL, but he may never play in the NBA again, and here's why. Police in Mobile, Alabama have issued a warrant for the arrest of DeMarcus Cousins. The Los Angeles Lakers center is accused of threatening to shoot his ex-girlfriend, the mother of his young son. Police said the warrant was generated earlier this week and signed by Cousins' ex-girlfriend, Christy West. Cousins could face a third-degree domestic violence charge of harassing communications. West provided audio to the police on August 23rd of what she said was Cousins threatening to shoot her in the head over whether their son would travel to Atlanta for Cousins' wedding to his longtime girlfriend, Morgan Lang. Cousins and Lang were married on August 24th. The mobile, whatever, police provided the audio of the call to TMZ Sports, which then published that in it, a man is heard asking if his son will be, quote, here. When the woman says no, the man threatens to, quote, put a bullet in her head. And
wait. Now, pardon me, because nothing about that is funny. What I want to say is this. I am a DeMarcus Cousins fan, okay? I love the guy. Now, in the TMZ report, it doesn't say DeMarcus Cousins was on the phone.
Because everybody is innocent.
Wait, stop. It says a man, okay? First of all, we can't even identify DeMarcus Cousins as a man. He's whatever. If he wants to be a flamingo tomorrow, he can be a flamingo, okay? And secondly, the bullet, it's Washington.
Oh,
he's not talking about a 5.56 round or a 7.62 round. or a 155. He's talking about the Washington Wizards, also known as the Bullets. That's what it is.
Is he hinting to where he's going to play next season? No,
exactly.
On a serious note, everybody's innocent till proven guilty. However, I did make that reference when we talked about DeMarcus Cousins retiring. I said that I do think that he'd be able to recover from the injury, obviously. But I said I didn't think that he was going to ever be able to play in the NBA again, more for mental health than physical ability. I think him sustaining all these leg injuries 3 years in a row is weighing a toll on his mental health. And I think I was proven right by this article. Now, again, innocent till proven guilty. We will see what happens with this story as more information is provided. But Jesus Christ.
All I can say is this. I think you were right 100% in when you said he's hinting at the team that he's playing for next. That's clearly, you guys ever seen that meme of the one black guy that's like that? That's exactly what I thought when I just heard that. It's crazy. He's hinting at what team he's going to play. He wants to play with Bradley Beal. That's all it is.
The meme I think you're referring to is, why you always lying? That's not true. Okay.
That's
gonna be the show for today, everybody. Thank you for bearing with us. The technical difficulties, my illness, and Abdullah's just inability to do his job. Thank you very much, everybody.
That's what I thought about that statement, by the way.
Hey, we've been doing the show officially for a month now. Yay, episode 4. Thank you guys so much for staying with us. We appreciate everything you guys do. That has been the Jackson and Shabazz show, everybody. Abdullah, sign us off.
Balter House Farms has some Mighty Mango amazing drinks. I think it's really good.
All right, thanks, everybody. Bye.